We are going to talk about overthinking. Overthinking doesn't help any situation, whether you are in a good or bad or left or right or high or low situation. Overthinking results in a few things, and I want to share them with you based on my experience and how it impacts the situation that I'm in my life. Number one, overthinking complicates the solution that you're thinking of or the steps that you want to take. Because you start with one step and then you think about all the other possible scenarios of the result of that step, and then you start trying to take or plan for action or step to face all of that scenario. Then what happens in the process is you now have a 15-step action plan when you could have only started with three and see where those outcomes will be landing after you take those three steps. And then the people who are talking to you get overwhelmed, you get overwhelmed, and then you get into this analysis paralysis situation and delay you from taking any action. Also, overthinking result into some heightened anxiety. You will find yourself getting a bit more anxious as you overthink, and you're gonna keep attracting more questions and more scenarios, compounding the situation. The next thing you will notice then is you are going farther and farther away from the very essence of the situation you're trying to either improve, help with, a question you're trying to answer, because it's probably a very simple dot of a situation or a question, and then you start overthinking it and you're making it bigger and bigger than it is. When you also overthink, because of the energy and focus that you put in it, and then the result and the chemical reaction to what you are thinking about, your vibration frequencies start to go into a lower plane. If you probably started with a little bit more relaxed state of being, when you are looking at the topic that you want to think about, you may end up in a worried state, in an anxious state. You may end up in a very irritable state. In other words, what I'm saying is overthinking sometimes lead to a lower vibration frequency of emotion, and you know what that means, right? That becomes your point of attraction at that time, and then you're going to continue. It's going to be like a snowball effect that you're going to be attracting similar things. So the overthinking process leads into overcomplicating complicating the situation, putting more labels to it, and putting more complexity into it, when maybe it's very simple. It's probably not even a challenge. It's probably something that you probably did not have to be involved in. Or if you ever get involved in, it's more probably the action that is asked of you is to just support it and not necessarily take any action. Don't overthink.